Bye, Bill.
Hello. Good morning, good evening, good night,
How's it going?
good afternoon.
How are you, Miss Mandy?
I am really excited about today's show.
It's been so long since I saw you.
Minutes.
It's been minutes.
Minutes.
It's been great.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're excited. 4th annual Do Some Good publication. Never thought we'd make it through year 1.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
It's because the people.
Yep.
It's two-sided. It's because the people in our community want to know.
Watch the microphone there. You don't want to hit it.
Oh,
Anyways,
sorry.
You're good.
The people in our community want to know how to get involved.
Agreed.
I think that's huge. I think that's why this has gone so well. This is a way to let the world know all the organizations that are out there. That's one.
That's one.
2.
Yep.
Organizations need publicity. Publicity? Did I say that?
Publicity.
Publicity.
No, you nailed it.
Yes.
You nailed it. Publicity.
They need it. They need us to highlight them. They need to get their word out there. There's a lot of noise in the nonprofit space, and so I'm just excited that we are able to do some good to life through these podcasts as well.
Me too. Well, I'm ready to get going. We'll be right back. We'll tell you who we have on. Cheers.
Ooh,
Cheers, Mandy.
mighty fine huggy you have there.
Well, that's a nice. Oh, that says Fuse Project.
Does
on
it? No way.
Mine does too.
Okay, cool. I think we have an idea who may
Is
be
it-
coming on today.
Is that who we have on today? Is it the
Fuse
Fuse Project?
Project?
Is it Fuse?
It is.
Look, there, I see Ann Brooks there. There's Ann Brooks. Let's bring her on. Hold on just a second. Ann Brooks, how are you doing?
Hi.
Man, I like those huggers you've got there.
Yeah, we just
Pretty fancy.
we just happen to be sipping on a Coca-Cola and just the Fuse Project, and then you just happen to be hanging out there, and here we are about to have a
Well, I
conversation.
just happen to have my Do Some Good Mobile magazine right here beside me.
That is what a coincidence. That is crazy. That's crazy. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it. Really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about Fuse.
Thanks for having us. We always love the opportunity to share our story.
So that sweet voice you can hear if you are listening to the podcast, if you're watching this beautiful face, this is Ann Brooks. She is the executive director of the Fuse Project. She is the hand that makes it all happen. And we are so thankful for her because the Fuse Project is doing some big things in the Mobile area. And I cannot wait to peel back all the onion layers on that and for her to tell us all the things. Brooks has a question. He likes to ask.
I have a question. So full disclosure, we already know a lot about Fuse. Mandy and I are affiliated with Fuse, love Fuse, but let's say I'm a stranger and I meet you on the street. I don't know, maybe we're at a concert or something. And we meet, I'm like, oh, cool. And you tell me you're the executive director of Fuse. And I say, cool, what is Fuse? What would you tell me? Like, what would your answer be to me about what Fuse Project is?
So Fuse Project invests in projects that benefit children in Mobile and Baldwin County. So to do that, we host unique fundraising events to bring together these high impact projects. So we partner with other nonprofits in order to do that. And right now we are laser focused on one community, and that's the Avenue community. So that's my very short elevator pitch, but
and then I would respond. I would say Avenue. I would say tell me more. I mean, if we're just let's say we're still at this concert here, I'd say that sounds really interesting. What is the Avenue? Like, what does that mean?
So the Avenue community is a neighborhood down near downtown Mobile. It's the area surrounding Bishop State Community College, if you're familiar with that institution. Kind of goes around Beauregard Street up MLK Avenue, which was formerly Davis Avenue. And we are focused on a 1 mile by 1 mile radius there. So we're making investments in mixed income housing, community wellness, and cradle to college education in this one community in order to transform the lives of children in this one neighborhood.
This is incredible. So I have heard of things like this happening in other communities across the nation, and I am super excited that it's happening here in Mobile, and you guys are kind of making that all happen. So you said 1 mile by 1 mile. That's a ton of impact. It's like, if you just say it, you're like, well, think about a mile. That's like, I don't even know do you know about how many people would be in your?
It's a big chunk of real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 4,000 people that live that would be
Insane.
directly impacted in this this neighborhood. And this is not an idea that's new to. It's not something I came up with or our board came up with. It's based on the purpose-built communities model, which is a model that has been implemented in about 30 plus communities across the country. So it's proven to work. We have other communities that we can learn from their successes and their failures and network. There's a large network available to connect with, and we're able to work with these purpose-built communities consultants out of Atlanta to help implement this model. And the key is the partnering with the community, though. That's the most important part, is the relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's really smart. So you guys are able to connect with those other groups that have these communities in their cities, so that you're not like, if you have questions or if you run into issues or you're trying to figure out how to tackle something, you're able to kind of like communicate with all those folks?
That's right. We've visited in person about 6 of these other communities just to get different insights from them. For instance, New Orleans is the closest community to us proximately. So they're also located in a floodplain. So we've been able to learn some things from them about housing, whereas Woodlawn in Birmingham is the only other one in our state. So we've been able to learn from them about different challenges and successes of things that Alabama is doing right. We've been to Atlanta, which is the oldest one. So we've been able to learn from a long history of, it's like 25 plus years that they've been making these very intentional investments in Eastlake in Atlanta. So there's just so many different resources available, and we're just getting started, but we're really excited about the impact and the opportunities that this could provide to this community.
So, okay, just break it down a little bit. So
yeah, exactly. I was like, hey, let's go into the.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have a ton of questions. So, did the community that you guys are serving now, did they get chosen? Did they raise their hand to be part of it? Because if you're not familiar with Mobile, there are multiple options for something like this, multiple locations around our city that would probably qualify for something like this. So so tell us how you found the spot.
Yeah, Mobile and Baldwin County both have a lot of neighborhoods that would be a potential for this model. The purpose-built communities consultants came down to Mobile. This was several years ago now, and we ran all kinds of reports, data, met with different individuals in different communities, and we ultimately decided on the Avenue community because of the proximity to downtown and the rich history that there is in that community. I mean, if you are a Black business owner in 1950, you wanted to be located on the Avenue. So much has changed there since then, and what we really want to do is to honor that legacy and that history and bring back opportunity to that neighborhood. So the proximity to downtown is important because the mixed income housing approach, you have to be able to sell a third of the housing or rent a third of the housing for market rate. A third would be subsidized and a third would be Section 8 vouchers. So that market rate piece is very important. There were several other areas we definitely considered, but we would have, if back when we were starting all this, the very first meeting we had with the director of the Historic Avenue Foundation sat down with a group from the community, and he formed a community advisory committee. And if that group had said, we don't want y'all doing this in our neighborhood, we would have stopped at that second. But that group welcomed the opportunity, and it was people that live in and work in and worship in the Avenue community. So that's the key to this, is that we're working side by side with the community to bring what they need and what they want for their community, just to lift it up. And we, just an example there, we've been working with Florence Howard Elementary School a lot, and Miss Manzi, the principal over there, is on this committee. And one of the needs she identified was that students were coming to kindergarten unprepared. And so one of the biggest, our biggest area of focus right now is on early learning. So we'll be launching an early learning program. The goal is this summer would be to start in June for K-3 students. So that was something, that's just kind of an example of this coming to fruition, is that cradle to college education pipeline. A need was identified by the community, and then we are bringing together the resources and the partners needed to do that.
That is a huge undertaking. That is insane. This is absolutely incredible that you guys are like leading the charge on it. So that you have the area, you have the 1 mile by 1 mile blocked off, and you have all of these things that are being planned to help enrich this community. Is there a specific time frame, or is this just kind of happening gradually as you can implement all the things? Or are you trying to get it to a certain place by a certain time?
No, there's no set timeline. We know this is going to be a long-term initiative. We do not own any property in the area right now. That's something we're working to achieve. The education piece, that's definitely our area of focus right now. I think we're just naturally going to see how this progresses. We'll start there. We have a very small staff at Fuse Project. We haven't really gotten into all that yet, but we don't want to bite off more than we can chew, and we want to just kind of gradually see how everything goes. So we'll start small and just continue to partner with the community, and as they identify programs and needs, then we'll help to pull those resources together.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, one of the things that Mobile knows well about Fuse Project is you guys know how to throw a party and raise some money. And so, of course, none of the great things that can happen with a nonprofit, they have to be funded, right? And those funds have to come from somewhere. You've got a really creative, you yourself and a creative team behind you that has come up and put on several events over the last couple of years. You started out with the Dragon Boat event. I don't know if whoever's listening or watching, if y'all have participated in this, I feel like everyone in Mobile has participated in Dragon Boat some way, shape, or form. Massive amounts of people came out to that.
Yeah. You were missing out. Yeah, if you didn't, you were missing out.
If you didn't die on the first Saturday of June in the middle of the heat, and if you didn't sweat your life away, you missed out.
Rowing that boat, baby.
Rowing the boat.
That was a unique experience for sure.
But it was huge for you guys. I mean, that was the number one biggest fundraiser for you.
It was. I mean, there was a year that there were 10,000 people at the battleship for that event. I mean, that is
nuts.
Yeah. I mean, each team had 21 people on it. We had north of 60 teams every year, so it was a lot to coordinate. I think we finally just decided to retire it after our last year. We had some weather issues, and we just said we need to take a break from this event. It is a year-round. I mean, it was a year-round planning. It took our whole staff year-round to pull that off, but it was an awesome event, and it sure brought a lot of brand awareness for Fuse Project and our mission and the organizations we were partnering with. So that was what was so great about it, and that's what we still try to achieve in all of our events. So our motto is, if it's not wow, it's not worth doing. And that's as simple as it sounds. It's not an acronym for anything, but everything we do, we kind of step back and say, is this wow? Do people want to attend this? Or are they only attending because it's a fundraiser? We want to get people to these events because it's a really great event, whether or not they know anything about our organization or about our mission, because we want to get them there so that then we have the opportunity to share what we're trying to achieve and how we're trying to make Mobile better. So we have recently replaced our Dragon Boat Festival with a lip sync battle, which you both participated in it the first year.
I was in the audience. Okay. I will always remain in the audience.
See if I have a picture for us here. Oh, there we go. That's me in the middle there with a giant cell phone.
Yeah. The one that looks like Lizzo.
Yeah.
Oh, it was such a fun year. And that was in 2020, right before everything shifted in the world. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
That's our website.
So the lip sync battle this has now become your biggest fundraiser for the year. Right. And so, because this is going on, this is going to happen next year. This is going to go down. This is going to be a staple event in our community. So let's talk about a little bit of the lip sync, because brought the community and organizations and businesses all together for one common theme. And so tell us a little bit about how the community got involved with that.
Yeah, so we just came off of our second lip sync battle, and we had 10 teams that competed before a panel of what we called celebrity judges, mostly local celebrities. And the 10 teams could have 5 to 15 people on each team. Anybody can have a team that wants to, but once we hit that 10, we've got to cap it off. So this past year, some of the teams were iHeartRadio, Infirmary Health, the Mobile Police Department. Our winning team was a group of local educators that came together and wore a different hat for the evening. But what's so fun about it is it gives you the opportunity to get up and do something on stage that you don't have to have any true, if you will, talent to do it. You don't have to actually sing. You're lip syncing, but it's just no, not trying to dish you, Brooks, but
No.
Wait. Are we saying I have no true talent? As my wife is patting me on the shoulder there.
I'm kidding.
What are we saying here?
People just really go all out with their costumes and their dance moves and the performances, and it's incredible to see how it all comes together to benefit children in our community. So if you're not able to sing, or if you're tone deaf, this is the perfect event for you, because you can get on stage and show everybody what you got.
I love it.
We've had it at Soul Kitchen the past 2 years. I think it'll probably be there again next year. We haven't announced this yet, so this will be insider information, but we're thinking it'll be on Thursday, April 27th of 2023.
Oh, a springtime event.
Yes, we're pushing it back a little bit away from the beginning of the year to give teams more time to get it together after the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, other ways to partner for the event are to show up and to support everybody that's on stage and that's been working so hard for the months leading up to it.
Absolutely.
And we can say, so me being a participant, you've been in the crowd twice to see it. So the teams practice like crazy and put on
they don't just like hop on stage.
Crazy performances,
it's
costumes to the nine. Like there's a coach that is helping the team come up with the idea. You're practicing, and then there's like a run through, probably with you guys, probably to make sure that everything is like up to par to the level of standards, right? Is probably the real reason why we're doing it. But like, just so for people attending to know that that's going on behind closed doors, and that when those performances happen, that's why they're so amazing, is because like of the organization of how it's happening with the prep that the teams are putting together. I think that's awesome. And so like hats off to you guys for doing that.
Thank you. That's a good point too. We do pair every team with a talent coach, and that's somebody who has experience in the performing arts industry in some capacity. So that sure helps. That helps the teams perfect their performances.
Well, the lip sync battle is not the only thing that you guys do. You have something called Light the Fuse, which really kind of digs a little bit deeper into local retailers and businesses in the area that can kind of all pull together to support this one common need of Fuse Project. We had Light the Fuse, I believe it was somewhere in January.
It was last November.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So tell us a little bit about that, because that's a way that anybody can get involved.
Absolutely. That was our inaugural Light the Fuse event. We'll do it again this year. What we do is we take 1 week, and it'll be in November again this year. We don't have the exact week yet, but we take 1 week where we partner with local businesses to really build mission awareness and get everybody out to support those businesses, which in turn support Fuse Project. So we partnered with a lot of bars, restaurants, retailers. Trying to think who else. We had a beer collaboration with Old Majestic Brewing that launched that week. But all these different organizations sign up to host some sort of event that week. It could be a one-day thing that they're doing, or it could be a week-long discount at a store or something where proceeds benefit Fuse Project. But we get on social media and we blast it. We blast that calendar everywhere. We really try and get the word out about the events that are going on to get people into those businesses, like I said. And then that it's a really good way to engage the community at large, and to it's a lot of social media awareness. We were just trying to pivot at the time. We had not been able to have events in person in 2 years, and that's kind of our MO. So we knew we needed to do something different. And it was so successful that we're going to do it again this year. And we're really excited to get to partner with a lot of great organizations.
I love it. Well, the future of our city depends on the future of the children who live here. And so you guys are really just kind of trying to come in and guide and direct that generation and the generations coming behind them into better behaviors, better practices, better environments, better education, all of the things. And so if I am interested in becoming more involved with Fuse Project, what are some ways that community members can get involved as far as volunteering or organizations that you guys have?
Sure. So one of the best ways to get involved is through our Order of Fuse membership organization. So this is made up of 100 community members plus their significant others that are primarily young professionals. I would say we're all kind of starting to age out of that. A lot of us are starting to age out of that category now. So you
have to increase the age limit as you go.
When we first started this, the age range was 25 to 40, but we've kind of done away with that for now. And it is really the next generation of leaders in our community, trying to get everybody involved in a different way. It's our take on Mardi Gras. We have different parties throughout the year where the members can network with each other, get to know each other, so that when they need to get something done to improve our city, they know who to call and they know who to reach out to. But the flip side of that is that they're also giving back to the community through their membership dues. So we take, roughly half of their membership dues, pull it all together, and they are able to nominate a nonprofit of their choice to receive a grant. Each member can nominate one grant, and then they vote at their annual meeting. They vote on who will receive those funds. So it's completely member driven, and it's a great way to give back and partner with other organizations as well. So some examples of recipients of that have been Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Tell us all about that.
Mobile Redemption's Place just launched a counseling program. They're piloting a program in the Avenue because of Order of Fuse right now for youth. So it's an awesome organization that has so many different facets. So that's a great way to get plugged in and support Fuse's mission at large, but also there's a lot of benefits to being a member. All of our fundraising events have different volunteer opportunities associated with it. And then, as I mentioned before, I think the more we progress in our community work, I think that more volunteer opportunities will arise. So that's something that you've just got to stay tuned to our social media and our website and newsletter, and we share those as they come up. There's no recurring volunteer opportunity right now.
Gotcha. So much going on in the world of Fuse Project.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I'm also sitting in our co-working space, Fuse Factory.
I was just about to ask.
Yes.
Your background looks familiar.
Something else that we do. I'm sitting in our conference room right now, which all of our members have access to. But Fuse Factory is a co-working space that was initially, it was a partnership with the city of Mobile. We renovated the fourth floor of 200 Government Street, which is right across from Government Plaza in the heart of downtown. And it is this beautiful space that if you had stepped foot in it 6 years ago, you would have never believed it could become a beautiful space. You
would have never stepped back foot into it.
That's right. It had been abandoned for several decades at that time. And so Fuse Project undertook the renovation of the space. And the primary focus is for nonprofits to be members here, but we also allow corporate event rentals. And then there's some for-profit businesses that are members as long as they serve the public purpose in some way. So we have a great community here. It's a diverse group of members, and it's just a beautiful space. So I encourage anybody to come check it out that's never been here before.
It's fabulous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a swing, swings, amazing lighting, all the things. You have a place for coffee and all the good things that are there.
Yeah, we have do the cost sharing through that's the benefit of being a member here. It gives you a space to work, but then you have access to a beautiful conference room, the kitchen area with the coffee that we provide, a printer. You can receive mail here. So it's a great way to, if you're working from home right now, a great place to work. And even if you're not, we have private offices as well. So it's a really cool,
That's right.
Really cool concept.
Brooke's throwing it on the screen.
There's a photo of the swings that people are watching. Yeah, so you can see just an idea of what the space looks like. Yeah, it's a beautiful space. Really cool that y'all they can be rented for events as well. I didn't know that, so that's awesome. Yeah, it's good to know for listeners out there. That's great.
Yeah, it's a big open space, so it lends itself well to events.
And I love that you guys are so integrated with young professionals in the area. It was young professionals who got together and it made Fuse come to life, which is so, I think every generation that lives within a city has its purpose and its meaning. But, when we talked about the children, generationally, like that they are going to be the leaders of our city eventually. But right now, those of us who are in that young professional thing, we are really leading the change on a lot of things too. And being part of Order of Fuse is a great way to see all the good that's being done and a great way to network. There's some fabulous minds that are behind the organization. So we're thankful that we are a part and encourage anyone that might be interested in getting involved to absolutely check out the website. Yeah. And actually, as we wrap up, I do want you to give us a way to get in touch with you guys, but Brooks has a question.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to make sure that, basically got to say everything you wanted. Like, so is there anything that you don't normally get asked, but you wished that we had asked you, or something that you wish you could shine a light on a little bit more about Fuse? Does anything come to mind when I say that? And if not, it's okay.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think on the spot, but I think we're doing a lot more in the community day to day than people realize, and I think we're trying to do a better job of sharing our story and telling our story. But there's so many things even that I didn't touch on today that we're already doing in the Avenue community. We're already doing an academic support program at Florence Howard where we provide like ancillary type services there, like summer camps and testing incentives and a school store, different things that just are kind of more behind the scenes, like making sure there are plentiful uniforms for students that don't have access to those. We launched a food assistance program back when the pandemic started that we were doing weekly. We were providing boxed meals and hot meals to the community. We now kind of do that through our community events where we're engaging the community, but we're also having hot meals there. Had the Avenue Swim Club. We were providing swim lessons to students that have never even seen the swimming pool that's in their neighborhood. So there's just a lot of amazing things going on behind the scenes it's not just our small team that's making this happen, but it's a very active board of directors and then our Order of Fuse members. A lot of our Order of Fuse members are involved in these initiatives that are going on, and they maybe even be the reason that we're partnering with some of these groups. So we can't do any of this alone. We're partnering with other nonprofits to do it. We're just kind of the vision keepers, if you will, trying to keep everybody working towards one common goal in this neighborhood. So it's there's always a lot going on, and we appreciate the opportunity to get to share our story and get the word out, because a lot of times there's just too much to share in the elevator pitch, like we mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
In that 60-second time. So it's,
it sounds like, yeah, I mean, that's really like everything you just said, like all those little, the layers that you were saying we didn't, really get to touch on or talk about or whatever, all that stuff. I mean, that means that you guys are really investing, like not just like, hey, some big giant programs from the top, but really like from the bottom up, right? Like really diving in deep in that area is what it sounds like. And that's amazing. And I think that's what it takes to make like real change. So that's really, really cool. What you guys are doing. Well, okay. We're gonna let you go. We know you're busy, but what is the best way for folks to reach out if they want to connect with Fuse? How do you want them to find you guys?
Our website has all of our contact information on it. Has our phone number, which goes directly to our cell phones. Our email addresses we're checking daily. So just our website for sure. But definitely follow us on social media, because that's where we're posting every day what we have going on and what we've been doing.
I don't know who's doing your social media, but
Love
I
it.
can here to tell you they're doing an excellent job. Y'all are everywhere, and y'all are sharing.
Actually, I think
all
you
the
do
things.
know her. Her name's Maggie Robertson.
Is that who that
I
is?
was like, I knew.
Friend
I
of
knew who it
ours,
was.
but no, I mean,
Listen, I did not mention her because she is excellent at what she does.
she
Yeah.
is. Y'all have a fabulous team. Everybody that is working with you guys, y'all are just all making it happen. And we appreciate all that you guys are doing in the community. Thanks again for doing some good.
Thank y'all.
All right,
right,
thanks for
girl.
being with us. Talk to you soon. That's great.
Hey, yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't get to say it right before. So I was Ann Brooks. I'm partial to your name. I like your name. Take care.
Oh, yeah.
but that I just had to kick her off. That was a great.
Aw,
That was a
yeah.
great interview. I thought that was awesome.
That was fantastic.
Fuse Project is rocking. They got crazy stuff going on. Lip sync battles and taking care of mile by mile square radius neighborhoods.
It's
A
insane.
doggone co-working space for
Yeah.
nonprofits and other partners. Goodness gracious, that's a lot of cool stuff that's happening. Right?
Absolutely. And if you want to follow along with everything that they are doing, again, check out their social media, check out their website.
And the website. So we said it early on, but at the tail end, she didn't say. So it's fuseproject.org.
Yes.
If you Google Fuse Project, you would find it. Fuse Project, maybe Alabama. But fuseproject.org is the website. And yeah, so check them out. Any final words, Mandy, before we
Get out and do some good.
get out and do some good, people? See ya.